Ever notice that the people you love the most are often the most difficult to talk to? You're going to have a loving conversation that's supposed to bring up the love, trust, and intimacy, and instead it ends up sort of like this. Ends up a conversation that creates conflict, misunderstandings, hurt feelings, upsets. Hi, I'm Paul Sterling, and with my partner Kristen Denton, we teach something called the Magic Relationship Method, and our website is magicrelationship.com. And there's a few pictures of us in Mexico, in Hawaii, with our granddaughter Kianga. I knew I could slip that slide in somewhere. And basically what we teach is compassionate communication tools to couples. We noticed over the years that most relationships don't end because of a lack of love. They end because of a lack of skills. And both Kristen and I are familiar with those endings. I had 1 divorce and 2 broken engagements, and she's had 3 divorces. So what happened, though, is when we discovered these secret tools, people started asking us about it, and we ended up putting together an ebook about it. So here's the ebook, The 5 Relationship Wrecking Communication Mistakes. And this is what destroys most relationships, and we put it down there so that you can easily learn about them. It's only 35 pages long. Now it's $47 for 35 pages, so it's incredibly valuable. We didn't put any fluff. It's not a novel you read over time. It's a how to identify and eliminate the communication mistakes. And what we've noticed with coaching couples, there's 3 phases that we take people through. Most of the time people show up at our website because their relationship is in a crisis. They are urgently needing some sort of change or transformation. And here's the 3 phases we take people through. Phase number 1, it's called Stop the Destruction. What are the habits, patterns, and behaviors that are creating the big problems in your relationship? Phase 2 is about bringing back the trust, intimacy, and understanding. And Phase 3 is about creating a new future full of passion and possibility. Now this ebook is mainly about giving up or stopping the destructive habits and patterns that most people don't even know that they're doing. There are several different ways to create change, but here's one of the easiest, painless ways of creating change. Number 1 is increase your level of awareness. Become aware of what these patterns and habits are, both that you're making and that your partner are. Understand the implications and the power of these patterns and behaviors. And make an agreement with yourself that you want to make this change, and then take action. And there's actually exercises here that take you right through all of these phases. Now in awareness, we own a Prius. And I didn't even know how many Priuses were on the road until all of a sudden I get a Prius, and then I see Priuses everywhere. And what's going to happen is once you can identify these 5 mistakes, you're going to see them everywhere. But please be careful. Don't point them out to strangers. They don't always appreciate that. So the purpose of this short book is simple. A, to help you avoid the upsets and conflicts without having to avoid the issues. A lot of times what happens is if you talk about important, impactful, emotional issues and you end up in a conflict, then later on you end up having to walk around on eggshells, and pretty soon the passion is gone from the relationship and no one can figure out why. Second thing, you get to talk about the tough issues without taking it or making it personal. Now, Kristen would probably correct me and say it should be taking it personally and making it personal, but I kind of like the way that looks. Third thing, give people the compassionate communication tools to possibly help them save their relationships. So let's take a look at the ebook. Now, I'm actually in the ebook now. And number 1 mistake, case building. In life, we have a choice. We can either be building cases or building connections. And then what we move on to is the second mistake, and that's storytelling. And that's what the unconscious mind does. The mind is a meaning-making machine. No matter what we observe, the mind is always making a meaning around it. And a lot of times that meaning is not supporting us. So it's learning what meanings we're making out of situations and how to talk about it so that we don't end up creating misunderstandings with our partner. Now on to number 3, which is message assuming. And there's 2 sides to the message assuming mistake. Number 1 is I can say something and I assume that you heard and understood the message that in the way I wanted you to. The second thing is assuming that I heard and understood the message you said in the way that you wanted me to. Number 4, cup stuffing. Have you ever been, let's see. The straw that broke the camel's back. Have you ever been so full, your cup has been so full of stress and frustration, maybe from the day or the kids or life, and your partner comes to talk to you and you just have no room? And this is what cup stuffing is about. How do you get through that so that you can actually hear each other again? And the last one, the fatal F's, otherwise called as maleitis. That's when you're trying to fix, fight, or flee. And Kristen says a lot of women have it too, especially moms. So those are the 5 communication mistakes. And as you go through, you'll read there's examples, there's tests, there's exercises. So you definitely want to get that and read it again and again. And here's how to get it. You go to the Magic Relationship page with the ebooks on it, and all you've got to do is scroll down here and then click on Send Me the Ebook Now. And when you click on that button, you're going to be taken to the order page. And notice here on the order page it says that if you don't agree that this is the most useful communication and relationship skills you've ever learned, you can receive a full refund of your money for up to 3 months. Now, the next time you go into Barnes & Noble, ask them about their 3-month guarantee on the books they sell. All right, so here's how you order it. You can either order it through PayPal or Visa. Just fill in your information there, put in your name, credit card number, card type, whether it's a Visa, MasterCard, American Express. And by the way, yes, this is definitely a secure site. The cost is $47.95. And here's where you can download the whole ebook instantly. And here's a special bonus that we put in there to go with the ebook. And what it is 2 interviews that were done with Kristen and I. They're about an hour long each, where we walk you through step by step each of the mistakes, how to identify them, avoid them, and start eliminating them from your life. And in eliminating them, you start eliminating a lot of the pain, upsets, and misunderstandings. The second thing is a bonus interview that we did on your ROS, which is your relationship operating system. You ever wonder why you have old patterns that seem to show up again and again and again? That's probably because of your ROS. So here's the interviews, and there's actually an operating worksheet to be able to identify your operating system, your relationship operating system. In closing, I just wanted to include this one little thing here. This is what some other people are saying about our system. This is Henry and Valina, and when they first came to one of our workshops, they were debating getting a divorce. They wanted to have the communication tools to make it amicable because they still loved and cared about each other. They just didn't have the skills to be able to live together. Now, here's an email that they sent us a little while ago, and said the subject line was good news. I just wanted to pass on to you and Paul the good news. Henry and I have renewed our vows to each other and are reunited in marriage. We are using the tools, the Magic Relationship Method, successfully and doing better than ever. Thank you guys so much for your support. And that's We Love You, Valina. So, head over to the magicrelationship.com website and get the ebook today. Thanks.